Welcome to Community Conversations. I am Miss Ebony J, the Queen of Queens, right here on 100.3 Cincy's R&B station, 101.1 The Wiz, and 101.5, 1230 The Buzz, your talk station. Community Conversations is a podcast where we come to talk about things that's happening right here in our community and how nonprofit organizations have come to make sure that everything is okay. They are providing solutions, and I'm so grateful to this morning to having here with me, Miss KT, the executive behind, the woman behind the brand, OneSight. How are you doing, beautiful?
I am doing great today. Thanks for having me join you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so glad to have you. I know that this pandemic has had a lot of barriers, has caused a lot of confusion and chaos. And we have a lot of people who are now without services due to the pandemic. And I know that your organization is offering free services for people in need of having vision or need vision support. So talk to us about OneSight. How long have you all been around? Is it here in Cincinnati?
Yep. So OneSight began way back in 1988. We've been based in the Cincinnati area ever since then, but we operate all around the globe. And as you said, our whole mission is about making sure that anyone who needs access to vision care gets it, regardless of the barriers they face.
Now, why is vision support so important?
You know, vision care is one of those things that a lot of times people don't think about, but it's so critical to so much of what we do. We know that in the US, 1 in 4 school children has an undiagnosed vision problem. And it's so important to helping people learn. We know that kids with clear sight can learn twice as well
Right.
as, when they get glasses. And even for adults, adults are 35% more productive when they have clear sight than when they don't. And especially right now, you said it, so many people have been hurt by the pandemic, maybe looking for new work, kids who are already facing challenges learning remotely. We want to make sure that vision isn't yet another barrier for people as they get back on their feet.
Now, what are some things that you all are doing to make sure people do get the assistance that they need?
So we try to help out. We have 2 different ways that we do this. One is we run charitable clinics. And like I said, we do those all around the world, but also right here in our hometown. And in fact, right now, this week and next, we've got a wonderful partner in the Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield Foundation who is sponsoring a clinic. We've been operating in a couple different areas around the city where people can come and completely free, get a full eye exam. And if they need glasses, they get them on the spot after, a short wait.
Really?
So, yeah. And in fact, I will say, I'd love your listeners to know that we do have a few spots available in our clinic next week. So if there's anyone out there who feels like they might need an eye exam or even possibly glasses, but they can't afford them right now or don't have vision insurance, they can go to onesight.org/care center to register for a spot.
Now, how do you qualify?
Well, like I said, if someone, says, I think I really need glasses, but right now I just can't afford to go for that exam, or I can't afford to buy those glasses, I lost my vision insurance because, my job went away, then we're here to help.
Oh, okay. Because, sometimes we have different qualifications or requirements to be able to receive the free part, but it's free for everyone, long as you're having some kind of restraints that are keeping you to be able to, pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, clearly we want to help those who need it most. So, for those who can afford it, we hope that they'll go to their local optometrist and get the care. But for those who are saying, I just can't right now, we want to make sure that we can help.
Now, there's a lot of organizations, Queen. But what made you all start OneSight? Like, what's the true mission behind it?
So OneSight was actually started by a small group of LensCrafters employees who just wanted to help local school children.
And I love LensCrafters.
Yeah, well, this is where OneSight started, back in the late 80s. Now we have, and Luxottica, is our founding sponsor. We have still, since then, we've spun out to be fully independent, but there's still, an incredibly strong supporter of ours, like I said, our founding sponsor. But it started with just recycling used glasses to give out, but we've really expanded it to where now when people come, they pick out their own lenses that fit their face, fit their style. They get it, we make them, directly to their prescription, and they walk away with it. And then, the other thing I said, we have two ways of doing it. We also actually set up permanent vision centers in places to make sure that people have ongoing care. We have several of them in schools in the Cincinnati system, so that people can access that care year round.
Oh, I had no idea. See, back, I think I'm gonna show my age real quick. Back when I was in school, lens crafters would come to our schools on certain days, and then they would give us the vision test, and we
Yep.
would have glasses to try on. But you're saying that they don't have to necessarily pop up at a location these days. There's a location in different communities that you can just come to if you need support.
There are a couple of them around the Cincinnati metro area. I will say that every fall, OneSight, working with lots of different volunteers, many of them from Lens Crafters and the other Luxottica brands, we actually go and we do the vision screening for all the students at Cincinnati Public Schools. That's 22,000 students. Wow. So we do still come every year to check all the children. And then for those who need glasses, they can go to one of those vision centers. There's one at Euler School. There's a couple of other locations around the area. So.
This is truly amazing. You're listening to 1230 The Buzz, your talk station on 101.5, 101.1 The Wiz, and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. I am Miss Ebony J here talking with KT Overby, who is here representing OneSight, an organization that provides vision care to those who are in need, and it's free services. I think this is truly amazing. Who would you say you see the most that comes to your kind of location?
Yeah, it's a wide range. And we want to be there for everybody who needs it. So I got to tell you, last week when we were doing a clinic, we were down in Cincinnati, and 96% of the people who came through needed glasses. And a lot of them, some who were older than me, had never had glasses before. So we know there's a need out there. And like I said, we know that vision can make such an impact on somebody's life. So, it's our mission to create a world where access to vision care is not a barrier to someone reaching their human potential.
Now, OneSight provides the glasses, but I know that they're like sight, the way sight has been treated over the years have changed. So you can have the glasses, you can have the contact, and they have like the surgery. Do you all offer any of those services as well?
We focus on glasses, but what I will say, we give everybody a full eye exam. So they also check for other things. If you're a little older, maybe cataracts, but glaucoma, some things that can point to diabetes. And if we find that people have that, we make sure that they've got a referral to get the care they need. If their problem can be corrected just with a simple pair of glasses, we make sure we get those.
Okay, that was my follow-up question. Do you all give diagnosis or recommendations for people to do things to prevent from getting glaucoma or getting other illnesses?
So we make sure that we try to give people as much information as we can. Like I said, when they get the full eye exam, we have a fantastic team of doctors that work with us around the country, around the globe. They do give a full, very thorough exam. And then, if it's a matter of glasses, they'll do a full professional refraction. So
what would you say the hardest part of your job, what has it been so far?
You know what? I got to tell you, my job is fantastic because I work with incredible, committed people who are all about trying to improve others' lives. If anything, it's just knowing how big this problem is. So a lot of people probably don't realize that 1 in 7 people around the world need glasses and don't have them. That's 1.1 billion people. That's how big this problem is. Yeah. So for me, I guess the biggest challenge is just knowing that there's just so much more out there that we can do.
And I guess the big question is, they need glasses. Do they not get them is because of the financial part, or, do we see that as being the number one leading thing is the finances?
You know what? There's usually a couple of factors. We call them the 3 A's, right? So the first is literally access, right? In some countries, they don't have a doctor. Um, or even in this country, right? You might have a doctor, but you might not have transportation's a big issue for a lot of people who live in cities and don't have a car.
Yeah.
Second A, you already nailed it. It's affordability, especially when things are tight like they are right now, people have to make choices. And, sometimes healthcare, vision care, those are the things that people push off. But like I said before, it impacts so many things. And then the third A is actually awareness. A lot of people don't actually realize that, maybe they have a vision issue and maybe there's something they can do about it. We hear this from kids all the time. They're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that the world looked like that. Or, actually, it's sad. We actually hear this all the time. Kids who are diagnosed with learning disabilities or behavioral problems,
Yeah.
really, they just couldn't see the board. Once they get the glasses, they're much more engaged. And we realize a lot of parents don't actually realize that link. So that's why it's so important for all the school children and adults to get screened.
I love it. With you all being a nonprofit too, I think that really helps because you're able to get all other organizations to be a part to make sure the vision happens. Do you all have any continuous partners that you work with?
We do. We actually, and I'm so glad you brought that up because I think partnership is just the key to making everything bigger and better, right? We work with a lot of different partners, again, across the country, around the world, other people who are providing services, and we kind of look at it and say, hey, let's go in together and make sure that we're meeting kind of all of the needs of these people. I've already mentioned we partner with a lot of the Luxottica brands. They're very supportive. We partner, in other places around the world. We do a lot of work with refugees, displaced persons. So we work with the International Refugee Commission, the Red Cross, United Nations, to make sure that we're really reaching the people who are most in need.
I think that is great. So, looking back, because you said, you all been around since 88 and now you're here. When you look back from where you all started to now, where what would you say you're going?
Like I said, it all started with helping people see so they can improve their lives, and that hasn't changed a bit. For us, our vision, we want to be a part of closing this vision care gap. We want to help that 1.1 billion people around the world get the clear sight that they need and they deserve. Like I said, that's a huge goal. We know that,
Yeah.
but we're going to lean into it, and we're going to work with as many people as we can, and we're going to impact as many people as we can.
That's what it's all about. How can people partner with you?
Oh, we would love to talk to anybody who's interested in working in this area. They can reach out via our website, which is onesight.org, or even just send an email to engage@onesight.org.
Yeah, please do. At the end of the day, we can't help what our site turns out to be. Let's just be honest, right? There are some things,
Yes.
they say you can eat vegetables or do certain stuff to improve your sight,
Yes.
right? But if that's just how things came out for your life, we don't want you to feel a certain way about it. We want you to know that there is support. There are organizations that's working tirelessly to make sure that you have access to glasses that you're able to see. We want you to be able to see the world the way we see it, right? And we even want to see it through your eyes. So OneSight is here, it's available. They have different locations throughout the Cincinnati area that you can visit. And do you have to make an appointment to come, or do you just pull up?
So for the clinic that we're running right now, like I said, there are spots for next week, but yes, you do have to register. And again, people can go to onesight.org/care center and check it out and sign up for a spot. We would love to see people, if we can help them.
Now we have a couple of minutes left, Miss KT, and I just was wondering, being a part of this organization for you, is there anything or any advice that you have for other people who may be thinking about starting something like this?
Yeah, I mean, for me, trying to make an impact on others is my passion. And, I find that whenever I'm passionate about what I do, I do it 150%. So I think for anybody else who sort of has that gut feel, I would say, go for it. There are so many great organizations in our city that are looking for, ways to give back and ways to help people around the city. Go check them out. Find one that fits with, what your passion area is, and figure out ways to get involved. And it doesn't have to be your full-time job. There are so many organizations that welcome people to get involved in a lot of different ways.
I know that you're the president of this organization. Do you hold this title for a longer period? Do you do the 2 years, or are you planning to be here for a little bit? What are your plans with it?
So it is my full-time job. It doesn't rotate every couple of years, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
Period. Okay. I'm just making sure, it's Women's History Month. And that was the whole point of me having you on, because it's Women's History Month. And I think it's so important for other women to see that, you can really do it. You can stand, you can lead. And this whole interview, you've had a smile on your face. So I can tell that this is something that you're truly passionate about. But I know sometimes it can be hard for people to, jump out there and have businesses. And it's their passion. Passion doesn't always bring the money. But like you said, the impact, that's the part that's important.
Yeah. There's lots of different ways to be rewarded. And I can tell you that every day I work really hard. So does the whole team. But I think we all feel very rewarded. So
that's truly amazing. With Women's History Month being upon us, I want to close out with two things. I want you to leave us with a quote or maybe a philosophy that you go by. And then I want you to now share with us, why is it important for women to lead?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that. So a quote that I have tried to live my life by is, to whom much is given, much is expected. And, when I say to whom much is given, sometimes we don't think about this, but just being born here in this country, no country is perfect, right? And we all know that we got some challenges right now. But I've traveled to a lot of places around the world. Like I said, we do a lot of work with refugee camps. And I got to tell you, we're very, very fortunate and blessed living where we are in a developed world. And so I know that there are those out there who haven't had the same opportunities that I have. And again, that's here as well as around the world. So I really feel like it's my obligation in my time on this earth to try to help, others where and when I can. And I'll tell you, why is it important to women, for women to lead? Well, first of all, because women are awesome, right?
Period.
But no, I really do think it's important to have a mixture, right? Men, women, ethnicities, backgrounds, because that's how you get different ways of thinking, and that's how you get the best ideas. So that's my thought on it. I'm really fortunate right now at OneSight. Our leadership team is all female, and it wasn't designed to be that way. It was, we always, of course, hire the top people, but that is our current makeup. And I'm really proud to work with such other strong and talented women.
And see, they think we can't work together and we can't get along. Y'all over there killing it. Represent OneSight. Thank you so much for coming in, and thank you so much for sharing your philosophy with us. To much is given, much is expected. So yes, when you get these titles, when you get the position, when you get the opportunity, make sure that you do your part and that you lift as you climb. I appreciate you for coming in.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. It's been great.
This is Community Conversations on 1230 The Buzz, your talk station, 101.5, 101.1 The Wiz, and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. Go ahead and give them a website again where they can go to learn more.
It's www.onesight.org. That's ONESIGHT.org.
If you would like to be a guest on the show, just send me an email, msebonyj@radio-1.com. Make sure you stick around. We have more community conversations coming up right here.